Before the boardrooms and before the brands, before the businesses and before the breakthroughs, there was a dream, a whisper from God, a vision placed inside of you. And through the struggle and through the sacrifices and through the faith and the fire, you refused to stay small. This is for the ones who rose anyway, for the ones who turned closed doors into open highways, for the ones who never were given a seat at the table, so they built their own. This is for the entrepreneurs who see beyond the now, for the creatives who transform the unseen into reality, for the leaders and the innovators, the risk takers that won't wait for permission to go higher. Here, we celebrate aspiration. Here, we honor the grind. Here, we elevate the vision. Because the road to success was never meant to be easy, but neither were we. We are the sons and daughters of resilience, the descendants of royalty, the builders of legacy, the ones that will outlive our name. This is not just a podcast. This is Level Up. I'm your host, Earl McCray, and in every episode, we bring you real game from real voices, from those who have paved the way to those who are building the way, and to those who will take it further than even imagined. Because it is not about just getting to the top. It's about bringing others with you. It's about breaking chains. It's about shattering limits. It's about walking in divine purpose and power. So, if you're ready to step into something greater, if you're ready to go beyond potential and into impact, if you're ready to stop waiting and start moving, then welcome home. This is where faith meets action. This is where dreams meet discipline. This is where we level up.
All right. All right, give me some feedback. What you think, man? What you think about my new monologue? You like it?
Yeah, I
Cornell,
do like it. I
Cornell,
love it. Yeah, I
you
love
like
it.
it?
Yep, definitely do love it. Definitely do like it.
So that is my new monologue I play for all of our level up podcasts, where we interview Black and brown entrepreneurs all over the world.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. So last week we had on multi-millionaire from Hawaii, Duran Bethea. This Saturday we have another millionaire who's going to be talking about business credit and the way individuals like ourselves who are entrepreneurs go from leveraging our personal credit to being able to leverage, our LLC or our DBA or our S corp. So, we got some heavy hitters that we're putting together to help the audience that we're serving, man. So, but on today, man, this is Airbnb Pro tips, and what we do is we try to leverage some of our experience, some of our successes, some of our setbacks, so that who's ever in the midst can take advantage of our knowledge and our learning curve. So, Cornell, man, talk to us, brother. How was your week, man?
Oh man, my week was pretty good. I know I'm just getting over a few days I'm just getting over cold or something. The weather over here being on the East Coast, we get all of the seasons. So sometimes you can come down with a cold or so, and but I took some meds and got some tea in me and got some rest and feeling a little bit better now, just from a few days ago. Other than that, this week's been good, with everything, and I can't complain so far anyway. So it's been good, Weather's been pretty cold over here on the East Coast, but other than that, it's been pretty good.
No doubt, man. Yeah, likewise, in upstate New York, man. The
Wow.
hope of the Buffalo Bills went up in smokes, as you know. So our resilience to the cold weather has gone down a little bit.
Oh, wow. I know it's
Yeah,
cold up there.
it is. It's freezing. It's freezing.
Crazy.
So I am looking at last week marketplace questions, and I realized we got through a majority of them, but we didn't get through all of them. So they're back on the table for this week. My wonder is, man, do you have any new questions for the marketplace?
Oh man, I think I already asked this question for the marketplace about duplications of listings. How do you do that now?
Okay,
I don't think we went over that last week, but I know that was a question I had on how to actually duplicate your listings now.
that's on the
You know,
list.
okay.
Yeah,
I I did have another one as well. Um, I know when it comes to like the listings we have, um, when it comes to those, do like as when guests, leave a 3-star review or so, or a poor review, and then you actually, you go down, your ratings go down, and you lose your superhost status. Have you were able to get that back? And if you were, like, how were you able to get that back? Did you just rebirth the new listing? If your rating was like a 4.0 or went down to the threes, or how did you handle that to get your rating back up? Did you rebirth a new listing, or did you do anything else to actually get your listing back up performing after, some guests, over time, being in this business long enough, they'll leave you less than 5-star reviews. So, um, you know, well, did you have to go through that before? What was your process of rebirthing a new listing or getting your ratings back up?
yeah, I got you. So how to regain your superhost status? I got you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, yeah. We're gonna put that in the queue. All right. So we got our queue on
Yep.
assigned parking, duplicate listings, and regaining superhost status. All right, that sounds like a win to me. All
Yep.
right, all right. Well, let me screen share and let's get into our agenda here. All right. First and foremost. Oh, this is my level up. I got that. All right. What I wanted to do is, oh, actually, hold on. Feels like I'm in the wrong. Yeah, I'm in the wrong PowerPoint. Yeah, yeah. Where's my PowerPoint? Okay. Oh, here we go. Multitasking has advantages and disadvantages. So here we go. So
Yep.
got a marketplace questions. Um, my wins. I'll start this week. My wins for the week is told you we had last week we had a really trying period where we had a family in town. We funeralized and had a wake for my wife's first cousin. And that's in itself not positive at all. But we turned lemons into lemonade. On one end,
Yep.
I was going through my 14-day detox, and I was consistent, man. I stayed good, man. I didn't, because really, a couple of things are off the table for me. Gluten's off the table,
Oh
sugar's
man.
off the table, any processed food is off the table, and I have a very strict eating window. So from sundown to sun up, no eating. So it's a form of intermittent fasting. I know you're kind of familiar with that.
Yep.
And so I stay true to the game, man. My clean eating is pretty phenomenal. Put another 5 pounds down, so that makes 27 pounds down in the last 4 weeks. Of course, that will level out, but I'm just saying, it's beyond my expectations. And then I was also
Yep.
able, um, the first Saturday of the month, I invite young men from my church over so we can actually do financial literacy. Um, that was off the table because of the funeral and such. So, we went there at the fellowship and I brought my cash flow game. And so I taught about a room of 7 people, the whole art of cash flow, which is, a real estate game by Robert Kiyosaki, where think of a Monopoly game board, but it's more real world. So you can't have a baby. You can't get
Oh,
downsized. you can decide to give to the church, and instead of you rolling one dice, you can roll three dice. And I was in teacher mode for a good half hour to an hour, and then after I kind of helped everybody get. I said, all right, y'all, I got to get out of the rat race. And so the whole premise of getting out of the rat race is you want to pay off all your debt, because the more debt you pay off, the bigger your the less income you have to generate passively to get out of the rat race. So the essence of the story is you buy assets. It could be an apartment building. It could be a 3-2 housing building. It might be stocks. It might be a laundry business. But the moment that your passive income excels your monthly debt, you're out of the rat race.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then the second part of the game starts, which is a cool thing. So obviously I was in teacher mode as long as I could, and then I had to get out of the rat race. And I think that just that experience opened the eyes of a lot of people in our family, because we're not really conditioned to think about assets. We're not conditioned to think about liabilities. But the truth of the matter is, we have more liabilities than we have assets, unless someone is actually guiding us, coaching us, and teaching us. So that was my win, brother. That was my win.
Yep. That's a good one too. Yep, about assets. We're not taught about those assets at all. Taught about getting a bunch of liabilities instead of assets, which assets is the key that's going to help us be able to build wealth to be able to get out of the rat race and get from underneath the 1% elite
Absolutely.
in the world. My wins for the week, I had some good wins. My first win was basically getting, by the grace of God, I feel better health wise, getting over this cold. I had a fever. Allergies are bothering me. So I'm actually, got well with doing some good remedies and drinking a lot of water, liquids, and getting rest and having the body recover. So that was a good win I had for this week when it comes to health wise. Um, Another one I had was basically, coming from business, just basically staying steady like I did last week with when it comes to like occupancy, when it comes to just getting more business with our listings and things like that nature. So that's good. Um, Family is doing pretty well. I know that we're definitely setting actually a family trip to actually going to see, trying to get this whole family reunion together for this upcoming springtime. It's kind of hard doing that sometime with family members. So everybody's on different pages, but we're working on actually doing that and getting together to have everybody at one place at one time, which is kind of hard. Everybody has different schedules and different
Mm-hmm.
times, and everybody's always doing stuff. So we're getting that together for the spring upcoming in 2025 this year. Faith is always good. It's always starting the day off with prayer, with the man upstairs. And basically, those two major wins with family and my health was basically my major wins for this week so far. So yeah, that's what my wins was for this week. This week so far. So yeah, all is good.
All right, brother. All right. Sounds good, man. All right, man. So as we transition, you kind of alluded to occupancy already, and you said that for you, you have been able for the most part to stay pretty consistent. What would you say your occupancy is right now?
Man, occupancy is still hovering around like 70, 75%, something like that. So that's pretty decent, hovering around there. I know we had a slow period right now, so definitely been hovering around there just like last week. So kind of a weird season. I know, we always go through this kind of season every year during this time,
Hmm.
especially this month. this month of February is like the lowest month of the whole year. This month of February, February is always kind of stoops really low. So February is always the lowest kind of.
So Cornell, if you could tell our listening audience how you use AI, because obviously your occupancy is a function of um your product being a good product, but you also have the right price. And
Yep. Yeah. Right
is it
price.
safe to say that when the price is a little too high, you don't get the same amount of occupancy?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Yep. Yep.
So
And
how are you doing it? To talk to the audience.
basically, I'm doing it using AI. Using a pricing software, AI software. I use been utilizing for a while now. Utilizing Price Labs, which takes the thinking, out for yourself and let AI do the most. Where you actually can have your prices priced right during this time of the season, which is a slow season, lower season, where AI can just price your high and your low prices out for you automatically without you having to think. So you still won't leave any money on the table during low season. So if you have your prices too high, not knowing what your seasonality is around your Pacific area, you'll price yourself out and will have zero occupancy due to your prices being too high for your particular area where your places are at. So using AI is great because AI does all the thinking and does all the thinking when it comes to the data and your specific area to be able to price your stuff out the right way so you could continue to be profitable but continue to have that occupancy at the same time. So doing it manually yourself, it may be good. You think to start off that way, but you'll actually end up being too low or you'll be too high and you won't know what's going on around your Pacific area or even certain holidays that comes up. AI takes care of all of that. So AI has been a powerful, powerful tool. It just shows me that we're moving towards the AI age when it comes to things being automatic or artificial intelligence, sort of like Price Labs to be able to actually do that stuff for you. And you just have to go in there and actually picture a certain amount of numbers that AI tells you which your specific area, and it gives you the proper data to have your price right at the right price and the right levels, so you can literally don't have to think AI do it for you all. So yeah,
I mean, it's so powerful. I mean, prior to the knowledge
yes,
of AI adjusting our prices, a year ago, you remember when we used to do the three listings? We
yeah,
used to do an
yep,
A and a B and a C listings. And
yep,
hey, based on what we knew at the time, that was cutting edge.
yeah,
But it's funny to look back in less than a year and say, man, how our business has become so much more I don't know the right word to use, but I think is we're more sophisticated now.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah, and so because we're more sophisticated, there's an expectation not only is our places going to be booked, but there's an expectation that even during the low season, we're going to be profitable.
yep,
So yeah, thanks for sharing with the audience. I mean, and it's a big thing. So I think that's a great way of setting up our question session. Because one of the questions that you mentioned is about duplication. So I'm actually gonna, switch screens for the purpose of showing you guys um my back office at Airbnb. And we're gonna actually do something because an independent birdie told me something that I was not aware of, that although you can copy or duplicate a listing, it's not like it used to be. So there's been some very significant changes. So
yeah. I noticed that definitely.
we're gonna spend a minute or two sharing with people at home what was and currently what is. Okay. So let me go to my listings. Okay, got a couple listings here. But so I have a desire. I have a desire to take my one listing, this one right here. This is a 3 bedroom, okay? And it's like in walking distance to one of our major hospitals. And I want to duplicate this listings with the goal of creating. So this is a room listing. I want to duplicate it with the goal of creating a whole house listing. Because what I want to do is I want to position my whole houses to actually come online as kids are getting out of school, and I'm going to shut down my room listings. So between the time kids get out of school and the time the kids go back to school, I'm only offering the whole house. I'm not sure if I mentioned that to you, Cornell, but that's one of the actionable things I have in my business plan, because I'm always going to be able to make more income for my clients that I co-list from if my average daily rate is higher. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, so the name of this listing is aligned. Let me just cut and paste it. Aligned West Side Abode near Strong. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna go to my listing. I'm gonna go to my duplicate tab. So the first tab says create new listings. Totally straight. You got to redo everything. The second one says create new listing from existing listing. I'm gonna hit the second option. Okay. And the reason I cut and paste that name is because I want to make sure I duplicate the right one. Align West Side Abode. So let me look for it. Interesting. So it is not allowing me to duplicate. Hmm. You know what's super interesting, Cornell?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it all. I know yours has says uh duplicate from existing listing. When I went on mine, it didn't even have that option at all for mine. It just said create new listing. It didn't even say create existing. It didn't even say that for mine at all.
So what this is so interesting because I haven't gone and I haven't tried to do this, but this is so interesting for me because um what I expected to see. Well, you know what? Hold on. So the truth is, okay. So I'm gonna take you down the rabbit hole. I didn't mean to take you down there, but the way I've set up my co-listing business is each one of my clients I've created a different Airbnb account for. So when I do a monthly report, is I can just hit it. I can hit a button, and so the account I have right now is the one account that I still do rental arbitrage through, and me and Olivia are co-hosts. So I'm actually have to stop sharing this field, and I'm gonna have to open up my account where that one resides. So give me a second. Shouldn't take but a second to open up the right account, because at least that will give me a little clarity on how to answer the question that you posed. Okay. Okay, this is the wrong account. Let me go to the next one. And what's interesting, as we grow and evolve, certain, SOPs, standard operating procedures, become outdated. Um, this is me having all these accounts is probably going to be outdated at some point because I'm going to go to a different platform with another software called Hosty or Guesty, I think it's pronounced. and it will actually take one listing and turn it into a bunch of children listing that I can put on VRBO and booking.com and Airbnb. But for right this very second, let's find it. Pull up the right account. Okay, hold on. Got a few accounts. And I should have been prepared, but I wasn't. Listings. All right, this I'm in the right account. Okay, so let me share this screen. All right, you should be able to see my, get this out of the way here. All right, here we go. So I'm going to try to copy this. Create a copy. Line, duplicate with photos, duplicate without photos. So I want to duplicate with the photos.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
interesting because I don't even have that option when it says duplicate. It just says create new listing.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm trying, I'm trying to do this real time to see
Yeah, let's see.
how the system has changed. Because we do know systems change. Okay. Next. Okay. So as I said, this is going to be a whole house situation. But house. It's going to be the entire place. Next. Okay, this is the address. Next. Okay. So here's a little formula I'm learning in my B&B boot camp. So I take the number of bedrooms. In this case, I have 3 bedrooms. I'm gonna multiply my guest count by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then I'm gonna put a couch in the living room that can convert into a bed. That takes me from 6 to 8. 8. And then for my beds, I'm going to say I have 4 beds, but then I can also think about this. I can also throw an air mattress somewhere too, huh? So if I throw an air mattress, that would take my guest count from 8 to, if I have 2 air mattresses, that'll take it to 10. Now, here's the whole point. When you're dealing with the whole house and people are, coming off a school break or going, there's a lot of family opportunities to come together, right? So what I know is the more guests I can get into a space, the less competition I'm going to have, because the average person is not going to think about creating additional beds for families. But this is what I'm doing. This is going to be allow me to have less competition. All right, so do you understand why my guest count is so high and where that's coming from?
Yeah, yeah. So you have what 2 guests what per room? So
Two
you just
guests
add
per
them up.
two guests per bed.
Yep,
That
per
took
bed.
that took me to 6.
Yep.
Then I put another bed in the living room with a fold out couch. All right,
It's
so
2 more.
that took me to 8. And if I have 2 air mattresses, that'll take me to 10.
Yep.
Okay, so that's how I get to 10. Okay. And so Wi-Fi, TV, washer, free air conditioning, dedicated workspace, all of that. Yeah, we do have a grill. Yep, this is true. There's smoke alarms. Yep, this is true. Okay. So it's copying over all my photos. All right. Pretty good photos. Although there's some photos that are old that shouldn't be in there. Can you tell which photos I took and which photos are professional?
Well, I can see the difference. I can tell.
Okay.
Some of them are darker, some of them are brighter. See,
Yep. So all the darker photos are not gonna move the needle. So I'm actually gonna get rid of them. You know, our iPhones, our Apple phones are good, but they don't take the place of a professional. I'm actually deleting all my dark photos. And is it necessary for me to delete it right here, right now? Probably not. I'm just doing it for the opportunity to have you guys see what I'm thinking about. Get inside my mind. Picture's worth 1,000 words in this business here. So the best pictures you have, those are the ones you want to use. Are you still doing your own pictures, Cornell, or are you leaving it to the professionals?
I'll just leave it to the professionals. It's more better uh, than our phones and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, I see that you're doing a whole house. Are you doing a whole house and connect them to the rooms?
I am. That's exactly what I'm
Connect the
getting ready to do,
calendars?
brother.
Makes sense. Makes sense for this time. So you're doing that through the periods of what, February to April?
So my goal, give the house a name. We're gonna call it uh whole house. Now, very original, right? Whole house. Near strong. All right. Whole house near strong. And to answer your question, Cornell, I am going to connect the rooms. Absolutely. And my season is down south. When do people's kids leave school?
Over here. Um, you said down south. Sure.
Kids get out of school at what time?
Oh, let me see. When the kids get out of school, like three? Right? Some kids get out of school.
What month? I'm talking about what month? The school
Oh,
wrap
what
up
month?
down in
Oh man,
Carolina and Florida.
I kind of forgot. What when does the school wrap up for the end of the year for them? Or what month?
There's a reason. I'm doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Security cameras. I'm gonna check no for right now. I have them, but for what we're trying to do in this moment, I'm gonna check no. I'm gonna hit publish. Okay. All right. And so the very first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to connect these two rooms because I see AJ is in the house to February 13th, right? And I want to make sure I don't cross any signals. All right. So here I go. Apply. All right. So we're going to connect the rooms. Now, Do you remember, Cornell, how we connect the rooms?
I see. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So we're going to connect multiple Airbnb listings. So here we go right here. All right. So I'm in Whole House right now. The Whole House is now going to be connected to the aligned west side of both. I hit next, Whole House, link, done. Okay. So when I hit refresh, what I should see is this blocked out. I was thinking I was going to see the dates blocked out through the 12th because they're now connected. But I didn't actually see that, did I? Oh, okay, yeah, I did see it. You see these lines through the numbers?
Yep.
So they are blocked out. So beautiful. All right. So now, so here's what I'm going to do to make sure that my prices are right. Now this was like I got a huge advantage, bro, because I'm using Price Labs. Price Labs is going to give me the right price. But if I wanted to know what the competition was working with, here's what I would do. I would go back to Airbnb. I would uh put I'm actually going to get out of the host mode and I want to go back to being a traveler. So here's profile, switch to hosting. So I must be in guest mode right now. So I'm in guest mode. So I'm going to just go to straightairbnb.com. All right. And I'm going to put in my address. My address for this is 113 Genesee. Actually, hang on. Just cut and paste that address from this document I created a short while ago. Hang on. The document is where? Looking for the document. Hang on. There it is. Okay. All right. All right. I'm back. All right. I found it. So what I'm basically doing now is I'm trying to determine, all right, it's February the 6th now. I'm gonna go out. Now I think I asked you what time you thought the kids got out of school. Don't they get out of school at the end of May or the beginning of May?
Yeah, like beginning of May or sometime June.
All right. So
May.
let's look
June.
at the first weekend in May. So if say a family was booking from the second to the fourth, second to the fourth, and they were looking for a guest count of 10. All right, guest count of 10. Let me see how many people I would be in competition with. And my filter now goes to the entire home. So any type, I have 30 places, entire home, 30 places. So I'm competing with 30 other competitors. Now, I want to show you something interesting. So this person is getting $500 a night. Now, they may have been in the game for a while. All right. This is hosted by Christopher. Now, Christopher's only been hosting for a year, so that's actually interesting. But this is actually a really nice place. You see the pool table? Nice pool table. Looks like he has a deck. This is actually a really nice looking place. Nice looking place. All right, my place is not that nice. I don't have this outdoor fire grill. So I'm probably not going to get 506 a night. Not going to happen. But the goal is this. Can I get 259 a night? Let's take a look. This is who I'm competing against. All right, this guy, also Superhost, been in it 2 years, 36 reviews, 4.8. Not bad, not bad. All right. Like his furniture. Okay. Nice pictures. Look like pretty much full bedrooms, or actually queen size beds. Got some bunk beds. Okay, so this is smart. Remember how we talked about how to get the guest count up? Have multiple places for the kids to sleep. This is good. All right. All right. So here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing that when the high season come, my low number is 159. My property is actually not that nice in terms of the furniture, but I think because there's only 10 other people that has a space, I don't have to go crazy refurnishing it. But here's what's interesting. Say I lower my guest count. I'm going to lower my guest count from 10 down to 8. So I had 30 people I was competing against. And now I'm competing against 70. You see what happened? I'm going to decrease my guest count by 2 more. I've gone from competing against 30 people to now I'm competing against 179 people. So the message or the lesson is that there's an advantage by you increasing your guest count, so you're competing against fewer people. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and here's the catch. Is it easier what's more cost effective? To add air mattresses or to go out and to refurnish the whole house?
Oh, air mattresses is more for me.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different hacks to the game. I'm saying the most cost effective hack is increase your guest count, decrease the number of people you're competing against, and you don't have to have high end what's that real classic furniture that my wife loves. What is it called? IKEA? Is that it?
You don't have high about IKEA furniture, Ashley furniture.
Yes, that stuff. Okay.
Have pool tables.
So I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole because there was something that I felt drawn just to share. But the point is, when it comes to duplicating listings, Cornell, I want you to try to duplicate again, because it didn't give me a roadblock, but clearly you saw something that was preventing you from duplicating.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I didn't even see that duplicated button at all where it says duplicate a listing. So I can try again because I do want to do the whole house like you were saying too, and just link them to all the rooms. Do the whole house and link them to all your rooms. So when somebody booked the whole house, all the rooms are shut down. Somebody book a
Exactly.
room, the whole house is shut down. But yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and add more, more guests. Add a floor mattress like you were saying. You can add like a fold out bed or
Mm-hmm.
one of those foldable cot beds that could work too. Um, anything like that. Air mattress for more guest count. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. All right, and the last thing we're gonna do before it's the top of the hour, and I gotta jump on another call, is I want to talk about regaining your Superhost listing. So I'm gonna share screens again, and I'm gonna I'm gonna go back to this listing right here. All right. So hide this. So in this particular, if I go to host and I go to profile, okay. So in this profile, I don't have, I'm just a host. I don't have my Superhost rating here. All right. So what does it mean? How do you get Superhost? So Superhost, um, let me see if it's gonna spit it out for me right quick. No, it's not gonna spit it out like I hoped it would. It um profile account. Hmm. So what I'm looking at is there are 7 requirements to become a superhost. And I'm going to tell you the easiest way to get your superhost after you lose it, because I've lost it. And I dot dot dot. I'm on the wrong field. I'm on the wrong slide. I'm not seeing where I want to go. And it looks differently on my desktop than it does on my mobile. I'm noticing that. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go to a different account right now. Share. Okay. So this is my primary account here. And what I do, Cornell, I don't think I'll ever tell you this. When I create a bunch of different other accounts for my clients, I always link that account back to my primary account. And then and because this primary account is Superhost, that's what people see. So they see the 370, they see the 4.82 stars, they see the 3 years. And because they see that, I'm more than likely going to be able to outcompete a new person, especially if it's an apples for apples with the amenities. But so Superhost, and let me just tell you. So according to, ooh, my phone is dead. Can't even pull it up on my phone. So on the mobile, it actually will give you the criteria of what it takes to be a Superhost. And I wanted to go through it, but I guess I'm going to use that. I'm gonna I'm gonna circle back that to that next week, and I'm gonna just put a star next to regaining Superhost status. So next week we're gonna talk about regaining Superhost and assigned parking because we haven't gotten that done yet. But that being said, man, sorry I couldn't get through more, man. Um, are we? What do you think your action item is going to be in between now and next week?
My action item would be, like you were saying, to go back in and try to duplicate that listening to make a whole house. I never did the whole house along with the rooms, but now I'm gonna go ahead and attach that on to. We should do that for all our places, honestly. Just go ahead and attach it on to those listens and have the whole house and let Price Labs price it out for us. Because actually, the way you was explaining was, you can actually probably can get more money with a whole house sometime than rooms depending on what
Absolutely,
season it is. You know, I
absolutely,
mean, like you were
absolutely.
showing an example, if you're doing a room for 300 something a night, you might gonna get more money for a whole house than a private room, Um,
Mhm.
hey, we found that out. So especially with price labs, not pricing out manually, but with price labs, you'll be like, wow. So you see other people before that does man, like you showed the example just now. The guy had 500 something a night for a whole house. I mean, 3 nights, man, so it's yeah, it could be
You
more
think
money
about
on
it.
it.
You think about it. If his mortgage, I don't know what his mortgage is, but say his mortgage was 5K. If he's getting 500 a night, um, all he needs to do is 10 nights. That's less than 50% occupancy, and he's made his mortgage.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, yeah, yeah. I know we thought our private rooms was more money. Maybe in some cases it is, but maybe some cases how more whole house is more. You know,
So the I would say the private rooms are sort of like a CD, safe. The money's not volatile, and the whole house is more like an index fund that follows the stock market, has the stock market gains but no losses. There's definitely a degree of knowledge that's needed because you don't necessarily always win with a whole house if you're in an environment with a distinct low and a distinct high season. You got to be able to navigate that. But yeah, man. So hey, bro, that's where we are, man, right now. So I got a hard stop. Be blessed, brother. But
yep,
more importantly,
be a blessing.
be a blessing. All right, take care, man.
Amen. Take
All
care.
right,
Amen.
everybody out there in Facebook world, YouTube world, and IG world, we'll get up next time.
Yep.
Peace and love.
Amen. Peace and love.